Let's go for it!
Hey everybody, welcome to the newest video here in the Dark Stuff. It's me, your buddy Dave here, the host of the channel, and I got another special video. It's been a series of great ones in a row. I made a comment recently on Facebook that it's been kind of an incredible 2 weeks, because in the last 2 weeks I've gotten to basically be face to face within inches of two of my idols from my childhood, and two of my two favorite bands of all time, Kiss and the Replacements. Go back a couple of videos, just see my video of the thing with Tommy Stinson from the Replacements. That was fucking amazing, great video. Now we're here to talk about Ace Frehley. And first of all, I'm going to do a bit of a show review, because I saw him the other night play at the Waiting Room here in Omaha, Nebraska. And then I was fortunate enough to get to meet him very briefly, just enough to, you know, say hi on the bus and get a couple of things signed, and that was that. So it wasn't some super meaningful dialogue or anything, but whatever. It was still pretty awesome. So let's start with the show. Ace is out on tour right now in support of his new album, Origins Volume 1. It's his third solo album since his second departure from Kiss back in the early 2000s. So he's had, let's see, he's had Anomaly, he's had Space Invader, and now he has Origins Volume 1. Origins Volume 1 is a covers record. This is the third time I've seen Ace as a solo artist. So I've seen him in Kiss, I've seen him as a solo artist. I never was able to see Frehley's Comet back in the 80s and the early 90s. I was never in the same city where they were playing. So unfortunately that was something I never got to see. But I've seen Ace a couple of times. Both times he played here at the casino in Omaha, and this time it was at the Waiting Room. And I alluded in a earlier video that I was really amped about this show because of the fact that I am related to the owner of the club, and so I figured, like, I ought to be able to parlay my way into at least a meeting with Ace, even if it was just for a second, you know? So Ace and his band come out to start the show, and I only knew one of the guys in the band. That was Richie Scarlett. He's a longtime Ace associate that was originally supposed to be in the original Frehley's Comet back in the 80s, and for some reason when Frehley's Comet emerged in 87 he wasn't there, and then he came back in like 89, but there really was no Frehley's Comet. It was just Ace Frehley. And anyways, I never really did get to the bottom of what the situation was on that, but he was there. The drummer apparently had been with Lita Ford's band. I'm not really sure what was going on with the bass player, but the set consisted of largely stuff from Ace's most recent solo record, his Kiss solo album, some Kiss classics, including songs that he did, you know, like Shock Me and Rocket Ride. And then, of course, New York Groove off his solo album. Let's see here. What did he do? He did Snowblind off the solo album. Other Kiss songs that he did that he didn't sing, these are on Origins, but he did Parasite, which was awesome. He did Cold Gin, which was great. And he's done Cold Gin for years. No 2000 Man, though. I was kind of surprised on that. No Two Sides of the Coin. No some of his other kind of Kiss classics or whatever. He did play throughout the set some other Kiss songs that he really wasn't affiliated with writing or singing, and that was Detroit Rock City and Love Gun. And again, I always think it's kind of weird when Ace sort of turns the mic to someone else. I mean, I understand he was never the lead singer. He's the guitar player and part-time singer, but, you know, and people are only there to see Ace, basically, but it's a small point. I mean, it's no disrespect to those guys in his band. The show was pretty great. He played about maybe 90 minutes or so, maybe just a little bit under. He did a long standard set, then a 2-song encore. Before the show, Ace has like a personal manager or a guy that he's always with, and that guy was talking to us, and he just said, he offered the invitation. He said, hey, if anyone from the club, any of you guys want to, you know, meet Ace and get some stuff signed, hey, that's totally cool. So I, of course, took him up on the offer. What happened was they sell VIP packages to fans, and I guess you get it on his website or whatever. I don't really know how it works, and you can look it up if you want the details. But you pay a certain amount of money, a couple $100s, I don't know what it is, and then you get a chance to meet Ace Frehley after the show. You get to go up on his bus. You can bring a couple of items to sign. He'll sign your items. He'll take a picture with you. Maybe you chat for a minute or two, whatever. I don't know the details. And they give you a little laminate backstage pass. And a lot of people do it every night, you know. I mean, I'm not a fan of those pay per meet and greet type deals, but I guess I'm in a situation that I've met a lot of artists, you know, for nothing, so it's sort of like I don't want to start paying for it. But anyways, side point. So what Ace's guy said was, look, when all the people who paid, the VIP people who paid for the thing, when they're done, then you guys can all come on. So it was like, oh, that's fair. You know, these guys paid a couple $100. They can go before me. So there were like 30 people or so that paid for this thing. So we were standing outside the bus waiting in kind of a line, and the 30 go through and they do all their stuff, and then he lets us come on. And we came onto the bus and got to briefly talk to Ace for a little bit, and I got my picture taken with him, and I got like 5 records signed. So I got my first Kiss album, the debut, signed by Ace. Okay. I got my Frehley's Comet, signed by Ace. You can see on blue ink there. The new one, Origins Volume 1. Space Invader, signed. And then lastly, I got my other Frehley's Comet Live +1 signed from Ace. So all of those records, pretty cool. Ace was not stingy about signing the records. They didn't care. They didn't. No one gave me a limit. I only brought 5, so that was what I did. I was basically saying, like, if I had to pick just one to get signed, because I didn't think I would be able to do 5, I would just do 1, and I was going to do Origins. But then they didn't care. I did all 5. So it was great to meet Ace, even though it was only a brief time. You know, I've recounted the experience in my. I have a podcast where I interviewed Ace Frehley on the phone for about 20 minutes. That was about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, and I recounted it in a time where I almost got to speak to him in the 80s. So as it stands now, I've met almost everyone that's been in KISS with a couple of exceptions. I've still never met Peter Criss. He's the only original member now that I have not met, but I've met Gene Simmons multiple times. I've met Paul Stanley. I have no photographic evidence, unfortunately, but I have met him twice. I've met Eric Carr a couple of times. He was probably overall the nicest of anybody. Met Bruce Kulick, and I swear I had a photo of me and Bruce, and I was digging around and I could not find it. So maybe someday I'll rediscover where I put it, but I know I have one. I've never met Eric Singer. I never met Vinnie Vincent, but I did interview him on the phone back in like 1986 or 87 or so. And of course, I never met Mark St. John. So, but as far as the originals now, I've met 3 of the 4 originals. I'm pretty happy about that. Plus Eric Carr, and he's almost like an original. So it was just great. I mean, I've been on just, I don't know, just this awesome high for the last couple of weeks of just getting to spend time with Tommy Stinson from The Replacements and now Ace Frehley from KISS. The show was great. It was great seeing Ace in such an intimate confines. The place was largely just super KISS fans. And of course, we all discussed whether we thought Ace was going to be coming back to KISS. And the general consensus seems to be yes. But again, we have no proof of that. We just feel like that may be happening at some point in the future. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, everybody.